Tonight, an experienced prosecutor takes on an attorney with more than a decade of time spent as a family mediator. And two incumbents are battling it out to represent Illinois' 118th district. We have the latest coming up. And a fire captain with the Williamson County Fire Protection District needs your help after his 9-month-old son is put into the ICU. We have those stories and more this evening on a Wednesday night edition of News 24 at 10. And good evening. Thanks for joining us. We have a lot of stories to get to this evening. It is Wednesday, September 26th. To the weather, where we are looking at much nicer conditions for the rest of the week into next week, but some showers may be possible for the beginning of your work week. Here's News 24's Terry Rodriguez with the latest. Alright, thanks Terry. In tonight's Vote 2018, an experienced prosecutor is taking on an attorney with more than a decade of time spent as a family mediator, and two incumbents are battling it out to represent Illinois' 118th district. Tyler Edmonds has been the Union County State's Attorney for 10 years. He said his experience makes him stand out in the race for one of the vacant judge seats in Southern Illinois. Edmonds was a lawyer for 11 years prior to his time as a prosecutor. Meanwhile, Amanda Bayase-Gott has been a lawyer for 19 years, serving as a family mediator for 12 of those years. She said the First Judicial Circuit only has 2 female judges, and it's time to change that. One of her primary concerns is making sure people with low incomes are represented fairly. Edmonds said addressing the drug epidemic would be one of his priorities. A survey of lawyers conducted by the Illinois State Bar Association only recommends Edmonds for judge, although Bayase-Gott dismisses the poll as biased towards Democrats. Edmonds scores higher than Bayase-Gott in each of the 8 categories, including meeting the requirements for office by nearly 32 points. Meanwhile, Democrat incumbent Natalie Phelps-Finney and Republican Patrick Weinhorst are battling it out to represent Illinois' 118th district. Finney has been running ads since August, costing hundreds of thousands of dollars, but she has also been on the receiving end of more than $1 million in campaign contributions since she took office last year, mostly from state Democrats and affiliated groups. The campaign committees for other Illinois Democrats have donated more than $280,000 to Finney, including more than $55,000 each from Metro East Representative Jay Hoffman and Cook County Representative Robert Martwick. House Speaker Michael Madigan, who has even jumped into the race, donating more than $750 to Finney. The Illinois Democratic Party and Democratic Majority PAC both controlled by Madigan, are also big players in the race, donating close to $100,000 combined. Winehorse has run ads connecting Finney to Madigan, who is widely unpopular in southern Illinois. He says the donations show Finney will be loyal to Madigan if re-elected. Finney says she hasn't decided who she'd support for House Speaker. Finney's biggest contributor, unions, which have donated nearly $500,000 over the past year. That includes tens of thousands of dollars from unions representing and electrical workers. Groups affiliated with the Laborers International Union of North America are Finney's biggest donors, contributing just under $200,000. Finney says she's proud of the union support because it means she's fighting for workers. Finney's contributions also include more than $60,000 from special interest groups including coal and medical associations and more than $80,000 from businesses. Turning this evening to Williamson County, where a fire captain with the Williamson County Fire Protection District needs your help after his 9-month-old son was placed in the ICU. Philip Bullard has been at the St. Louis Children's Hospital with his wife Amanda for more than 3 weeks. The Bullards are staying by their only son's side. Their baby boy, Blake, was hospitalized and is fighting an infection that went septic. Felicia Bullard, Philip's sister-in-law, says the baby's health declined quickly, especially after he caught a virus in the hospital. Blake is finally starting to make progress. Meanwhile, back at Phillips Fire Station, fellow firefighters are working to fill in for their captain while keeping the family in their thoughts. One of those firefighters is Joshua Motzinger. He's known Philip since grade school. The fire district is holding a fundraiser to help cover the cost of medical bills and living expenses for the Bullards as they stay with Blake. He's expected to be taken out of the ICU within a week, but will likely remain at the hospital for some time after he recovers. Motzinger said Philip gives his all when responding to calls, and he hopes locals can return the favor. The Chili Supper will take place September 29th at the Williamson County Fire Protection District Station No. 1 in Marion, starting at 5 p.m. There will also be a raffle and auction with lots of donations from local businesses. The cost is $8 for adults and $5 for kids. Much more local news, sports, and weather is coming up next. You're listening to News 24 at 10. But first, here's your Fox News update.
In Fox News. Accusations and denial. Signed Lisa Lacera, Fox News. The woman accusing Judge Brett Kavanaugh of sexual misconduct when they were teens says she was locked in a room with him and feared he would rape her. That's from her prepared statement to the Senate Judiciary Committee as President Trump continues to back his candidate.
President Trump says he knows all too well what his Supreme Court nominee is going through.
I've had a lot of false charges made against me, really false charges.
The president in a news conference doubting Democrats are really interested in finding out the truth.
They know it's a big, fat con job. And they go into a room, and I guarantee you, they laugh like hell at what they pulled off on you and on the public.
But the president indicating there's a chance he could withdraw Kavanaugh's nomination.
If I thought he was guilty of something like this, yeah, sure.
Several women accusing Kavanaugh of sexual misconduct. He denies all of the allegations.
Fox's Steve Rappaport. Also at the news conference, the president was asked about the future of Deputy Attorney General Ron Rosenstein after the New York Times reported that he considered removing the president using the 25th Amendment. The president saying he spoke with Rosenstein about it and he denied the claim, but says he may delay a planned meeting tomorrow with Rosenstein until after the Kavanaugh hearing is over. And the president accusing China of attempting to interfere in the midterm elections because of the new tariffs he put on the country.
With China, as you know, We put out an announcement today. They would like to see me lose an election because they've never been challenged like this. But I want to open up China to our farmers and to our industrialists and our companies. And China is not open, but we're open to them.
The Trump administration has levied more than $200 billion in tariffs against Chinese products in an effort to force them to renegotiate the current trade deal, which the president calls one-sided. Fox News, fair and balanced.
Stop.
At Pure Pet, we provide a healthier choice for the pet owner. If you eat correctly, you feel better. And your animal's the same way. It's not just a short-term solution. It's a way of life.
We focus on nutrition. We do a lot of research on what we bring into the store. We've got locally homemade dog treats. We also have self-service pet wash stations.
We provide the shampoo. It comes down, mixes in with the water, and it makes it really easy to wash your pet. You know, when you leave here, you feel better about the choice that you make for your pet. Sit here in a car dealership for 6-7 hours. I don't like that. But here, we've been here maybe an hour, mostly because we're going through different vehicles to find out which one we liked, and told them what we could put as a down payment, and next thing you know, we filled out papers and we got keys.
Some people think it takes all day to purchase a vehicle, but here at Auto Credit, I mean, we can get you approved in 10 minutes and drive it home in your new vehicle in less than an hour. Online, anytime, at GoAutoCredit.com.
To do things the easy way, because building is what we do. Partner with us, because time is money. Quality is everything. You should love where you live. Cooking with Mom, weekend get-togethers. That's what it's about. Proudly local and here to partner with you. Right to its center.
studio door? Yeah. That's what I thought. Hey Joe, can you get the brown box for me? Yeah, I just load it into the truck. Hey Bella, shh, be quiet. Go ahead and put her in the room, okay. I'll do that. Alright, looking forward to that. Thanks, Terry. Turning to Cape Girardeau this evening, where the Cape Girardeau Boulder County Major Case Squad is investigating a homicide. It all started when Cape Girardeau County deputies were called out to 2516 North Old Sprigg Street Road for a well-being check Wednesday afternoon. When they arrived, they found the body of a man inside. Deputies suspected foul play and immediately activated the Cape Girardeau Major Case Squad. Investigators identified a male suspect and located him at a hotel in New Madrid County. He had a female hostage with him. Members of the Missouri State Highway Patrol, New Madrid County Sheriff's Office, New Madrid Police Department, Markston Police Department, and Sykeston DPS contacted the suspect at the hotel and attempted to negotiate with him. After speaking with him for a period of time, the man committed suicide. The female hostage was unharmed. Neither the suspect nor the victim's names are being released at this time. In Washington, D.C., a bill that would add cost of living increases to the benefits veterans receive now awaits President Trump's signature. The bill, introduced by U.S. Congressman Mike Bost of Murfreesboro, passed the U.S. Senate September 25th by unanimous consent. It passed the House of Representatives in May. Bost says the legislation is important because it ensures veterans' benefits keep up with inflation and that their needs will be met. President Trump is expected to sign that bill into law in the coming weeks. News 24 Sports is next. You're listening to News 24 at 10.
After almost 35 years in politics, let's take a closer look at Mike Bost. While Southern Illinois families struggled, Bost voted to raise his own pay. He's taken hundreds of thousands from big banks, Big Pharma, and Bruce Rauner. Then, Bost gave them a huge tax giveaway, adding $2 trillion to the debt, threatening Medicare, Social Security, and Southern Illinois health care. Look closely. It's time for Mike Bost to retire.
The races that impact you, informing you 24/7. Every newscast, every day. News 24 is your election source. We dig fall. Bonfires, breaking with mom, chilly nights, pumpkin patches, trick-or-treating, and scary costumes. That's what we love. So celebrate it with us all season long. Too much? Visit www.news24si.com/Oktoberfest for more information.